the more health conscious you become, the more sensitive you might become to the negative effects of unhealthy choices. The paradox of health data, how knowledge can hurt your gains. That's something I'm going to talk about today, so stick around. Hi, my name is Hachiaki Takamiya. I am the author of the Ikigai Diet and Ikigai Biohacking. On spring equinox, I started writing a new book. Yeah, the title is Live Wiser, Not Smarter. Yeah, so today I will not talk about this book so much, but I'm going to discuss something related to this book or the concept that is kind of related to this book's concept. Yeah, because recently I watched this video by Andrew Huberman. Yeah, and it is called How Placebo Effect Work to Change Our Biology and Psychology. Yeah, so in the video, he talks about placebo effect and nocebo effect and belief effect can actually impact your physiology. Yeah, therefore they can work. Yeah, so you know about placebo effect, right? So what is nocebo effect? Nocebo effect is like a negative information, how you think something is going to be bad, that will affect mentally and it can cause a physiological change. Yeah. And belief effect is like well, placebo effect is often it's kind of shown in the experiment and things. And the belief effect is like in general, I think what you think or what you believe can affect. So most cases, what we're doing is it is a belief effect. So if the belief effect works, that means what we believe is very important. Yeah. And in fact, it proves this point. Yeah. So in Japan, we have a saying that idiots don't catch colds. Yeah, we say baka wa kaze hikanai. Yeah. So that means because they are ignorant about harms, they're ignorant about dangers, they are not affected by it. There's no nocebo effect. Yeah. Now, it is interesting because, how many people do you know who are health conscious and they are very careful about what they eat and they exercise, but for some reason they often get sick? Yeah. Or on the contrary, people who just don't care about their health, they just do everything they want to do. They drink and they smoke and they eat junk food, but for some strange reason, they never get sick. How come? So maybe it is to do with their belief effect. Like they believe they're healthy. They believe, nothing can harm them. Yeah. On the other hand, health conscious people, they just believe, or even like tiny, small thing they do something bad, then that will affect them negatively. Yeah. It is possible. Now, good example is, Jeanne Calment is a French woman who lived until 122. So she is the longest living human on earth, right? But she is known for, having smoked all her life and, having drunk wine all her life. She wasn't leading a healthy lifestyle, yeah, but she lived so long. Yeah, of course, in her case, it's to do with her gene because she was, because I think mother lived until, 80, in her 80s, and maybe mother lived until like 90 or something. So, she was in a kind of longevity, family, but still she outlived many of her family members. There must have been the belief effect, working for her there. She was enjoying her life. She was enjoying she enjoys smoking and drinking wine and yeah, right. So the more health conscious you become, the more sensitive you might become to the negative effects of unhealthy choices. Yeah. If you look at the labels and if you didn't know about labels, maybe it didn't affect you. But now you know the ingredients And then you start thinking, oh God, this contained this, it contained this. Oh, now I feel bad. Unless you could do something about it. Like you could, stop consuming that product and you can switch to another product, then that's fine. But for some reason, if you cannot change it, then each time you consume that, you feel bad because now you know it is bad for you. But before, you didn't know it was bad. Therefore, it didn't affect you, at least in a psychological level. Maybe physically it did, but you didn't have any nocebo effect. Yeah. So that raises another question. Yeah, is it always helpful to receive health information? Maybe we're better off not knowing things, right? Especially like a negative information, like something is bad for you. Yeah. I mean, in the case of sugar, I mean, we all know sugar is bad for us. So I don't think this new information doesn't hurt us because we already know. But what about something like, beans are bad for you or nuts are bad for you or something that we consider to be healthy, turned out to be bad. I mean, there are tons of information like that, the truth about the beans or truth about the nuts and stuff like that. And then how do you feel? Like, because you have been consuming beans or nuts or whatever the, superfood, yeah, for the last 5 years. And now they are telling you that they are bad for you. How do you feel? Oh, what happened to all my last 5 years, right? Now, if the information is accurate, if the information is true, then yeah, that's a fact. You may have to deal with that, but quite often the information isn't always accurate. Yeah, or they just pick one aspect of the product. They look at one nutrient or something that might has certain effect. Yeah, but then the same product contain other good nutrients as well, but they don't really talk about those nutrients. They only pick that one particular nutrient. Yeah. Therefore, the information is not complete on its own. Yeah. Then you have this information and you have the nocebo effect. Is it fair? Um, and then the thing is, negative information sells. Therefore, there's tons of information like that on the internet. Yeah. People love the topic like something is bad for you, the truth about something, and something you didn't know about, this a healthy product or healthy, activity. Yeah. And then they tend to exaggerate. Yeah, because what the YouTubers do is they pick a topic. First, they decide, okay, this topic sells or this title sells. So they come up with a good title, then they come up with a good thumbnail, and then they think of the content. Yeah, all they need to do is just find one evidence, one kind of even small study is okay. One study that proves their point, then they can make a video about it. Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe if they are honest YouTuber, they might say, "Oh, this is just like one information. There are some other studies contradicting this," and they might say that. But quite often, most people don't watch the video until the end. So the title is key, and quite often the title is misleading, right? Now, the other thing is the amount matters. For the problem of this kind of information is often they are talking about if you consume that, a great amount, that might affect you. But for the average amount of consumption, it doesn't affect you at all. So in fact, you don't need to even worry about. Yeah, that information is not, you know, um, it's not accurate in that sense that it doesn't concern you, but the amount you're consuming is not relevant to what they're talking about, right? Um, the problem is many people think in terms of 0 or 100, something is bad or something is good. But the thing is, all food, all ingredients have some good element and some bad element. It's really a question of how much you consume, or it's a question of the combination of other food as well. Yeah, quite often you say, when you consume this, it has this nutrient which does certain thing, but then other food has the same nutrient as well, but they don't talk about other food, right? So if you are having a wide variety of ingredients, if you have a diverse ingredient, usually they compensate. Yeah, the different nutrient contained in different food can compensate. Therefore, usually they would give you a positive benefit. You will gain a good balance of different nutrient. Yeah, but they don't look at that. They pick only one ingredient and talk about that. That is a big problem with this kind of information. Um, Also, sometimes they talk about things that the effect isn't that significant. Yeah, this is often common for this kind of information. This exercise is more optimal than that exercise. Yeah. Now, maybe it is true, but how much more optimal, or how much more effective? Yeah, maybe they're talking about 1 or 2 years longer health span. Yeah. Now, it sounds big, but the other exercise you're doing can already increase 5 years of your health span, right? But this new exercise can increase just 1 year extra. So maybe 6 years instead of 5 years. But, you know, is it a big deal? I mean, do you care? Do you want to expand another year, or are you not happy with just 5 years of health span extension? Right? Because now you have this information, you feel, oh my goodness, the exercise I've been doing for the last 5 years wasn't optimal. I thought it was optimal, but now they're saying it's not. So I feel bad. Yeah. And then you have the kind of nocebo effect and saying, oh God, it's not really helping me completely, but it is helping you. Yeah, it is giving you 5 years health span extension, and that is fantastic thing. So it's not helpful to compare the tiny details of something in that sense. From the perspective of placebo effect and nocebo effect. And the problem is the YouTube trend. Yeah. Once there's a new evidence or new scientific data, YouTubers like to pick that topic. They started making the same video. They started making the video about the same topic. Yeah. So you see dozens of videos talking, dealing with the same topic. Yeah. Um, so not because it is scientifically sound, but it is a fad. Yeah. I mean, some of the topic are scientifically sound. I mean, for now, at least, they are scientifically proven, or there is a valid, study, but you never know. I mean, there is no scientifically sound things these days because things can change. I mean, okay, at the moment, maybe it is, but in 2 years' time, it might change. There may be new discovery contradicting this. So you never know because things have been changing all the time. Yeah. You remember, yeah, a few years ago, everybody was talking about intermittent fasting, how intermittent fasting was great, and how it can expand your health span, lifespan, can reduce your weight and everything. Yeah. But now many people have stopped fasting. They're saying, okay, I stopped, skipping breakfast and that kind of thing. That is a new trend now. Yeah. Or a few years ago, many people talk about zone two training. Zone two training was a longevity exercise. That was the most effective exercise for longevity. But now people are saying, no, 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 no. High intensity interval training is better. The Norwegian 4x4 is more effective than zone two, and so on. Yeah. But then you never know. In few years' time, well, actually, intermittent fasting works. Yeah, maybe it is good. Or actually, zone two is better than Norwegian 4x4. You never know, right? But the thing is, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think it makes that much difference. Yeah. I mean, if you do zone two exercise, I'm sure you're going to increase your health span. And if you do Norwegian 4x4, that is good for you too. It will increase your health span. Yeah. So just do whatever you enjoy doing it. Yeah. It does not make that much big difference. Now, so does it mean we should all become ignorant? We should all become idiots so that we won't catch colds? Well, no, no, that's not what I'm saying at all. I mean, of course, you want to have basic information about health, right? Because it isn't only our mind, not only placebo and nocebo, but actual physical effect is there. Yeah. If you eat bad food, if you don't exercise, definitely it affects us badly. Yeah. Therefore, we need to know what is good for us. We need to know what food to eat, what food to avoid, what exercise to do. Yeah, that is important. Yeah. But we don't need to be too smart. Yeah, that's all. Yeah. However, people are fixated upon this being smart now. We are conditioned to think that smarter is better. Yeah. The more knowledge is better and more efficient is better. And we need to learn more and more and more. Always this adding game, add, add, add. Now, everybody is becoming an expert these days, and anyone can become an expert if you watch all those YouTube videos. Yeah, even a layperson can gain a scientific knowledge like an expert. Yeah, the danger of this is that we think we know everything, but in reality, we don't know anything. Yeah, we lose this kind of humble attitude. We think, we know things, but things we know can be wrong. Yeah, it can change in few years' time. Now, what we need is hara hachibunme. That means stop when you are 80% full. Yeah, this is often used in the context of eating. Yeah, when you're 80% full, you stop eating. But it applies to knowledge as well. Once you are 80% full, maybe you don't need to consume more knowledge. Yeah, it's actually good to have a little space left, maybe 20% of unknown world. Yeah, you don't know everything. And that is good because that 20% space, it can help you to be humble, but also it can help you to be free, to be flexible. And today, we have too much information. We're surrounded by too much information, and it is affecting negatively. It is kind of creating a lot of harm these days instead of helping us. And we need to draw a line somewhere. Yeah. Therefore, what I'm suggesting is to be wise. Yeah. Not to be ignorant, but to be wise. The wise that we know what information is for and what information is not, and to be able to choose and to be able to control ourselves, not not controlled by the information. Right. So, it is helpful to increase placebo effect, but it doesn't serve us to increase nocebo effect. So you can kind of ignore the negative information and you can maybe enjoy the positive information. Or focus on what you can do and forget about what you cannot do. Now, so if you can do something about it, the information is helpful. If something is bad and you can kind of stop consuming that product, then that is fine. But sometimes you cannot do that. I mean, number one, you don't want to do it, or your family members or your work situation or your social environment doesn't allow you to do it, or some exercise, maybe you don't have time to incorporate the exercise into your routine. Yeah. So if you can do it, then it's okay to consume those information and apply that. But if you cannot do that, then forget about it and just focusing on what you can do. Yeah, and then enjoy your life. So once you chose your regimen, be happy about it. Be happy that your regimen is working, perfectly for you. Your diet is great. Your exercise is wonderful. Yeah, you are just leading a healthy life. This mindset is very important. This is a wise approach to your health, not becoming neurotic about, this data, that data, and so on. Okay, so my new book is not ready, of course, yet, but please read Ikigai Biohacking if you haven't read. This book contains a lot of wisdom that I talked about today. All right, thank you for watching. Again, my name is Hachiaki Takamiya, the author of the Ikigai Diet and Ikigai Biohacking. If you like this video, please give me your thumb up and subscribe to my channel. And please leave your comment. How do you deal with information, especially negative information? Thank you. Well, I'll see you in the next video. Live with your Ikigai!